r/TwoXChromosomes from 2002 says, why do unattractive men always talk about women's looks? It's always fat, old, or unattractive men who talk about my appearance. I've had them say I'm ugly and look older. They've talked about my body when they're not in good shape themselves. Also, unattractive old men say sexual things to me and leer at me. Attractive men my age or older don't do this to me. They smile at me and call me cute. Ephemeral writing says, because they think all women have to cater to their gaze and that the only thing that gives women value is male attention. Wibalabidabitido says, and that the female gaze is inherently less important if they even consider it at all. Persecutive says, I believe that female gays prefer to be called lesbians. /s. Shroomfrog 2021 says, I had two nasty men laughing about my weight yesterday in a store. They were really ugly and fat themselves. I had a 450-pound man across the street point at my stomach and laugh. Him about 40 pounds overweight and he's 450 at 5 minutes and 10 seconds. I had an ugly man with a rat's face and a Benjamin Franklin hairline yell out, don't buy any chips you fat biatch in the store at me. From 2002 says, if women talked about their looks and bodies that way, they'd be tall class. Arbutus PhD says, and it would be those same men. Men who do that are usually aggressively covering their own insecurity and indirectly attempting to lower the esteem of others because they have none. I hate to dehumanize people, but I think of men like this the way you would a hyena. Their chirping is very annoying, but challenging them can result in a confrontation. Ignore them and let nature take its course. Laletsk says, they are coping and projecting because they themselves think it's their appearance is the reason they can't find a fitting partner, when in reality it is their horrible personality. Attractive men don't need to put others down to feel good, just being a decent person makes them attractive. Pretipratipinpin says, a lot of these guys are obsessed with looks. It took me years to have the realization. I was talking to some colleague at lunch and I realized how he turned everything I said into not everyone can be pretty like you. Looking back, he was always putting me or other women into pretty or ugly categories, always measuring people and himself up in terms of looks. Mrakrabacrab says, you always see in the media that showcases a fat, homely, idiot man who magically has his hot sensible wife. I think a lot of these unattractive men believe their looks don't matter and that women are there to serve them regardless. Then these guys become resentful that these women they lust over don't fall to their feet. Basically the incel movement in a nutshell. East Selection 1144 says, when in reality non-conventionally attractive men who have conveniently attractive wives value their wives. They usually have a good sense of humor and do everything they can because they feel she is out of their lodge, while the garbage guys feel they deserve whatever they want. Therefore end up single, as they should be. r/TwoXChromosomes. I love Abroad01 says, my grandfather's twin sister has thrown a birthday party for him 4 years without doing anything for herself. What can I do this year to make her feel extra special? Title says most of it. My grandfather has a twin sister. I don't know her very well, but I do know she is a kind and wonderful woman. Every year she throws my grandfather a huge birthday party and the entire extended family comes. Everyone thinks it's so sweet, and to an extent it is, but she never allows any of the party to be about herself. They were raised in a strict religious household and have matchy names. Think Jack and Jackie. My grandfather is also really lovely, don't get me wrong, but I think if you were born during WWII you would definitely be susceptible to societal gender roles. The family has tried to do stuff for her, but she always turns it down. I understand she might not like to be the center of attention, but do y'all have any suggestions for little things I could do to make her feel special? Irritated Changer says, can you get her a really nice thoughtful gift? Can you put together a nice slideshow about your grandpa and her for everyone to watch? Can you help her clean up / set up / or anything else at the party? Don't ask to help. You see her cleaning, start cleaning. Salt_masterpiece_444 says, this is very thoughtful and cute of you. Thank you for not forgetting about her. Are you close to her? Some quality time. Order or make her favorite food and have a movie night and play some games or do something that she would enjoy. Or take her out for dinner and dessert. If she's sentimental, maybe a photo book of her, family and friends. Tigis111 says, could you take her out somewhere? Like make it about her, but without all the attention. r/TwoXChromosomes. Harry_Nostyles says, I'm so irritated that some men think women's only purpose is to be sexy. Maybe I could have worded the title better, IDK. This was inspired by a short I saw on YouTube. It was about female gymnasts who don't want to wear leotards because of how revealing they can be. Which makes a lot of sense to me. With all the flipping and jumping they do, it could shift and hike up. But the comments had a lot of men saying stuff like, if they stop wearing leotards I'll stop watching. Then what even is the point of it? They'll lose 99% of their viewers. Lol, women's sports are boring. They should wear what the paying public asks them to. It was so disgusting. How can you say gymnastics is boring without leotards? Why is that the only thing that attracts you to the sport? When I'm watching the Olympics or sports in general, I'm thinking of how dedicated and talented the athletes must be. I'm always in awe of the flexibility of female gymnasts. And yet there are men out there that will lose interest the moment they don't find the gymnasts attractive anymore. It makes me sick. Smilaglisty says, all the more reason to change the leotards. Therism Fear says, many gymnasts are minors. If that's what will stop creepy men from ogling them, it's great. Also, it's egotistical of them to think 99% of gymnastics fans are male, never mind creepy men like them. I doubt those men pay to watch gymnastics anyway, so no loss there. Blue Beach Wav says, my ex-Phil made comments about high school volleyball girl outfits. Reasonable Heart 1539 says, they should cook and clean too. Just kidding. Drunk Cupid says, imagine the blind violence they would unleash the second the tables are turned and we inform them they are pointless and disappointing wastes because they no longer have value to us at all. r/TwoXChromosomes. Catty G9 says, I'm terrified to have a daughter in this day and age. Pretty sure I'm not the first one to post about this type of apprehensions, but hear me out please. In 2 weeks I get to find out the gender of my first child. While my first concern is to have a healthy baby, especially considering the high-risk pregnancy issues, some thoughts about the gender cannot be helped. I have my own set of worries if the baby is a boy, mostly about how to raise a boy right in this world, especially considering the plague of certain influencers/influencers. It doesn't help that my culture is rather misogynistic. The saving grace I see though is having a husband who is very evolved and forward thinking even for our social circle. So there's one good role model there, in addition to a great godfather, supportive uncles, by blood and by friendship, and even mentors. But to have a daughter? Oh boy. Aside from worrying about how to raise her right, I'd be worrying how to protect her, or teach her to protect herself. I've run through all the things I intend to do for a young girl, also making sure she meets many positive role models in the men and women around her, sending her to an all-girls school for elementary years, where she can focus on her skills, and learning without worrying about upstaging boys in class, and perhaps even some self-defense and awareness training as she gets older. I don't want to play into the purity culture trap I grew up in, so I would need to teach a girl to hold the guys around her to a higher standard and not to take that boys will be boys BS in social interactions. There's no shielding a girl from the world we live in, but it's a tall order to get through it in an age-appropriate, safe manner. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to have a daughter. I just want to make sure that if I do, I can do right by. Decrying Shame says, having a baby is terrifying, no matter what. Teach her that she deserves respect by showing her respect. That's the key. Mazza says, you're already doing a good job. Just the fact that you're worried. Focus on setting the example. How you treat your wife and other women will teach both your son or daughter what their standards will be. Lizzie1289 says, depends on where you are. But if I'm being completely honest, having a baby girl is probably the better option in a Western country. That's all for this video. Was it good? I know not, for I'm a robot. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. This video is the product of an automated process.